everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining the free masterclass on finding your purpose. I am Letitia, or Coach Letitia, Tisha to some of you all who know me. So yes, how to find your purpose. That is the reason why we are here today. A lot of people are struggling to find their purpose. And I have some tools and some information that I like to share with you all to help you to discover your purpose, which will be easy after we go over it. All right. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, you are the most important person in your life. Life is really simple, but we we insist on making it complicated. Confucius said that. I'm sorry, I have my camera in front of my computer, so I just want to make sure that I'm reading everything off properly. So who I am Letitia, and I'm a professional certified life coach. I am a mindset coach. I am a purpose coach, and I'm also a business coach. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am a daughter, a sister, a niece, a granddaughter, and I'm also a boss. A little about me. I found out about my purpose about 2 years ago, and I had no idea that I was actually walking in my purpose. I've been walking in my purpose since I was younger, and I never knew that. I never knew that what I'm doing now was going to be the career path that would ultimately be destined for me. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm super excited to share that with you all. Life coaching, how I got started. So I started life coaching, and again, I had no idea that this was something that I was going to be doing. As a child, I was in elementary school, and I was asked to join the peer mediation group, and I joined because my objective as being a peer mediator was to sit there and to listen to other people who had issues with one another. So I learned how to handle conflict resolution. I learned how to listen to each party's sides and then come up with a solution to help them to come back together to rejoin the relationship that they had. I also sing. So doing singing helped me to help other people, minister to other people. And afterwards, something that I may have sang, how I sang it may have help somebody in that moment who was going through. So I would always talk to them after the fact. They would come up and say, hey, you blessed me. And I would just let them know simply it wasn't for me. It wasn't about me. It was just me doing the purpose and the will of God. So, I was very grateful and appreciative of that. Later on, and I wanted to say about 2018, I started a nonprofit organization. My nonprofit organization is called Big Girls L&L, and Big Girls L&L is catered towards plus size women who suffer from low self-esteem. They don't have confidence, and it helps them to develop their inner beauty and also to give them some healthier ways of loving themselves, not necessarily the aspect of working out, but it's conditioning their mind to get their mind right. And when I developed the nonprofit organization, it was really only to be a support group for women who could have a platform where they could come and talk about some of the issues that they were experiencing, and everybody around them could share some tips about how they overcame certain aspects of their life that were hindering them or kept them down. I never knew that, again, I was walking in my purpose doing that. After developing the nonprofit organization, I jumped off into podcasting. I created the Lunchtime Chronicles, Letitia's World, and also Dev is Problematic. And there I get the opportunity to speak every single day to people about whatever's on my mind. People may send messages in regards to certain things that they would like to for me to talk about. And again, I never knew that what I was doing was actually helping people to find their purpose or to become comfortable with who they are. And then just me overall being a friend and a family member. My family members and friends would come and ask for advice, and I was always willing to give them advice. So I'm like, why not? Why not become a life coach? I mean, it helps me. I help myself. I get help from others. And so I decided to walk in that field. I am a problem solver by nature. That's who I am. So welcome, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. All right. So jumping off into purpose. The reason why I wanted to talk about discovering your purpose is because a lot of people have no idea what it is that they're supposed to be doing with their life. And they have no idea what it is that they want to do, and they don't know where to start. So here, I wanted to give you all some information and some tips on how you can find your purpose. So with your purpose, and I'm just adjusting this just a little bit, passion is not something that you have or find, it's something that you develop. And here are the 6 characteristics of passion development. Passion, it often develops accidentally. Passion takes encouragement and exposure. Passion isn't always enjoyable. Passion doesn't require talent or skill at first, and passion takes practice. Passion also amplifies, purpose also amplifies passion. So, have you ever accidentally fallen into something and you're like, oh my God, I love that? Like, let's say, for instance, making recipes or cooking. I never liked to cook. I didn't cook when I was younger, but when I got older, I found that I actually enjoy cooking. Now, would I go off and be on a cook show? Absolutely not. I'm good at looking up recipes and trying to mimic the recipes to my liking. But sometimes if we just continue to play around with things, we may actually stumble upon our passion accidentally. Passion also takes encouragement and exposure. So somebody has to encourage you or to walk in your passion or to see that. So that's why we have those people on the side of us who are our encouragers and our motivators that will expose that and say, hey, listen, I think that you are really excellent in that field or something that you're doing. Why don't you pursue it? If you don't have somebody like that in your life, I encourage you to find that person, find that one person that is that motivator that will encourage you and expose your passion to you, because sometimes it's blind to us. And even with your passion, it sometimes is not enjoyable. Like, hear what I'm doing. It's work. When you are in your passion and operating in your purpose in your field, you have to put the work in for it. And sometimes it can be, not fun. It can take many hours. It can consume your life, and you'll feel like, oh my God, is this really worth it? But if you're passionate about it, putting in the work that you deserve and require, the results from that are amazing. And you don't have to have the talent and the skill right away. A basketball player doesn't learn how to be a great basketball player when they first are born. They have to learn and they have to work at it. Somebody who does hair, somebody who does nails, it's a skill that is acquired, but it takes practice. So when you are trying to find your purpose and operating in your passion, if it's something that you love, don't think that you are automatically going to have it right away, because you have to continue to put in the effort and the work to practice for it. And then your purpose amplifies your passion. So when you know definitively what it is that your purpose is, it becomes a passion, and you put your all into it. I mean, you work at it every single day. It's something that you just want to see. It's like a baby. It's in its infantile stage, and you want to continue to see it develop, and you want to see it grow. So you do the things that you need to for the baby to help facilitate their growth. And that's just like with your purpose. You put in the work to amplify that, to continue to see it grow and to blossom into the thing that you know that has destined to be, because you are passionate about that. And just look at people who do makeup. I'll give you an example: makeup tutorials. People who are passionate about doing makeup literally take the time to record themselves. They find the best makeup. They literally put foundation, eyeshadow, mascara, the different blends, lashes. I mean, they go all the way out because they're passionate about that. So I hope you guys wrote down the 6 characteristics of your passion and passion development. Does anybody have any questions before I move on?
I do.
Hmm.
So once you find your passion, I mean, how do you know that you've got that passion?
Well, we're getting ready to jump into that. So that's going to be in the next slide.
Okay, okay.
All right. So what do you do if you don't fully develop your passion? So first, let yourself off the hook. Recognize that life spent modestly pursuing varied interests will not lead to a clearly identifiable passion, and that's okay. Stop trying to force it. It's never too late to pursue interest. And have a single high intensity passion is not a requirement for fulfilling life. So, for your question, how do you know that you're operating in your passion? It's something that makes your heart flutter. It's something that you ultimately feel wonderful about, like you get a rush from it every time you do it. You get it's a pleasure for you to do it, and it doesn't feel like work. Like when we go to work and we're working at somebody else's place of business making money for them, that's not enjoyable, because we know that at the end of the day that we are only serving somebody else. We aren't serving the benefit and the needs of ourselves. So that isn't your passion. You're not passionate about somebody else's purpose. You're just helping to facilitate their purpose for them, to see it continue to grow. You're just like a percent, like a 10% of their purpose. You are helping them out. Second, begin with what you do know. So if your interests and inclinations are modified, follow the trail. Deep down, you know certain things you have no interest in and others that you do. Allow yourself to explore and play. So if you see things that come in your life that are repeating themselves over and over again, take notes on that and write it down and see how you feel. How does it make you feel? Is this something that you continue to do over and over and over again? And then be open to trial and error. So if you are looking at your passion, don't be afraid to guess if you're not sure. There isn't one thing you can become passionate about. And don't be afraid to stop pursuing any interests that lose their appeal. Try many things, even more than once. Is how interests are identified and developed. So you don't have to limit yourself. I have jumped off into many things. I've done the podcasting. I love the podcasting. The podcasting isn't going anywhere. I feel like that is a success for me. That's something that I truly, truly love doing. I truly love putting a message out there and talking to people. I've created a calendar. I've one calendar in 2018. I haven't made another calendar yet. I wanted to try that to see if I can do it. Is that a passion of mine to do? No. Could it become? Yes, if I absolutely wanted to continue to pursue it. But it was something that I wanted to check off my list to say, hey, I did that. I'm trying to think. I accidentally stumbled upon learning how to do graphic design. And I did not think that that would be something that would be beneficial for me. But here, with the things that I'm doing now and the way that Instagram and Facebook operate, that became a benefit and an asset for me to learn how to do web design, web development, graphic design, flyers, promoting, marketing. So all of those things that I put my hand in the pot for and tried actually served as a benefit to me. So don't limit yourself to the things that you step out there and try. I would say and encourage you to try whatever it is that you feel like you would be successful at. Try that. And then if it doesn't work, don't be upset. You know, you can always go back and continue to try it again if that's what you want to do. And if it's not, then at least you put your effort forward to try it. All right, so here we have passion development. And again, I'm switching this here because of the way that the camera is set up. So with passion development, concerned if any other of characteristics of passion development have been holding you back. How you allowed yourself to follow your impulses. Have you allowed yourself to follow your impulses or interests, or do you brush them off as unimportant? So that's a question that I have. Does anybody want to answer?
Can you repeat that?
Yes. Have you allowed yourself to follow your impulses or interests, or do you brush them off as unimportant?
Well, sometimes I do.
Sometimes you do what?
Brush them off.
Okay. Do you know why you brush them off?
Just a time thing.
Okay.
Not having the time,
Okay.
to do it.
Okay. So time management plays a big part in why you may not pursue certain things.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? You can unmute yourself.
Well, I think that for me, I pretty much jump out there on many impulses,
Mm-hmm.
and I do follow my interest, or reach out to explore my interests, I should say. But where I fall short is sticking to it. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna read through the list, but if you guys can see them, if there's anything that stands out to you that you notice that you do or don't do for the passion development, then let's talk about that so we can create an action plan for you. Have you put yourself in situations where you could have more exposure to your interest or get more support, or do you live within the bounds of your comfort zone?
I live within the bounds of my comfort zone.
Okay.
Comfort zone, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I do want to let you know that when we are in a place of comfort, we stop growing. And so when we stop growing, then we limit the possibilities of having more, knowing more, and doing more. So we are limiting ourselves because we are just comfortable the way that things are. So I would encourage you to get out of your comfort zone and start learning new things and trying new things, so that way you can start growing. And maybe you might find something different and find something new. Have you allowed yourself to move forward even in the face of the unpleasant aspects of your interest? Or have you expected perfection and rejected hard work or necessarily effort?
I want to say move forward.
Move forward. Okay. Anybody else?
The same.
Okay. Have you allowed yourself to play and fail, or have you avoided your interests because you aren't great at them?
Play and fail for
Play
me.
and fail. Yeah.
Play and fail. Okay. So
Play
you
and
don't
fail.
play and fail. Okay. So you don't go back into them.
Nope.
Mhm.
Okay. Why don't you go back into them?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That's
I'll
what we
go
need
back.
you, coach.
Really, I'll go back. I go back.
You go back. How many times do you go back?
I'll keep going back until I just give up.
Okay.
I can't give you
So
a
what?
concrete amount, but I will keep trying something until it's a dead horse.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Come
Now,
on, Salika.
now, have you applied yourself to deeper exploration through deliberate practice, or have you left the development of your passion up to chance or when I feel like it?
A little bit of
Yeah,
all of
what
that.
about that? Yeah.
It depends on
Yeah.
what it is. Well, but see, you're talking about my specific passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that I have worked hard on well, I have so many passions, Jesus. I need help
Okay.
because you can't do it all.
Right.
You can't do it all.
This is true. This is true. Okay. Anybody else have anything to say that they wanted to add?
I don't know. I'm just walking in my passion right now, so I'm happy about that.
Okay.
Ooh, bless your soul, bless
What
you.
is your passion, my sister?
My passion is kids and older people, so I'm working in both of those areas. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, you and I are the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I
Now-
can't wait to get there.
The
So,
wonderful thing.
I have had the corporate jobs and like my sister here, being a caregiver, I found that this is where I'm most happiest. I've always took care of everybody else except me, and
Mm-hmm.
I found that caring for others is definitely my passion, and I love it, and I'm walking in it.
Okay. Well, walk in your purpose and your passion. So, how can you make your purpose better?
For me, it's to find another job. That's what.
Find another
Amen.
job.
Yes, I ditto. Ditto.
To find
I,
another job.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
well,
have you?
Find another job.
Go ahead.
let's say this. Okay. So how I can make, I'm gonna pick one of the passions. One of my passions is definitely something theatrical, entertainment.
Okay.
In that arena. So acting, not so much singing, but whatever, but acting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've worked on it, and I studied it, I worked it. However, I'm not where my biggest problem is I'm not where I, I live in it every day, but I'm not in a place where I can share it with uh, the masses.
Okay.
Like everybody. I don't necessarily quote unquote want to be on TV,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to be doing the thing that I know I'm good at, and I know I'm really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me many years to get to this point where I would even admit that I was good at it. I mean, people pat you on the back and, oh, that was great, girl. You were so good, girl. You should be doing this. And I got that. Okay, I know. But how? So that's where your question was, what was it again? Have you applied yourself
Yes.
to deep exploration?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Um, and it feels good, but I need that next step. I need that, I, yeah, that's what it is. You see what I'm
Broadway,
saying?
Salika.
Girl, baby.
Broadway.
All right now, I'm that is, I do not think that's impossible. However,
Broadway.
my thing with Broadway is I'm not liking what's on Broadway. I want to take my own thing to Broadway, but I also, after investigation, realized that is millions of dollars. And so my mind, everybody keeps saying, don't worry about you just go out there. Yeah, but you don't get to Broadway without millions of dollars. So this is where I need the life coach, because this it's like I don't think that it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's possible, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, and then my real mind kicks in,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
realistic thing kicks in, like, yeah, okay, where you gonna get that million from?
So is it real? Is it realistic, or is it a fear that kicks in?
I think it's a fear of realistic, it's a real fear. That's what it is. I know it's fear.
Yeah.
Because, I know it's fear.
It's fear.
It's definitely fear.
Yeah. So let me ask you in the last point here, ask you all, have you considered the impact you would like to make in the lives of others, and the meaning this would bring to your pursuit?
Yes.
Okay. So.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So purpose is more powerful than passion. I just want you guys to know that. And hopefully you wrote these questions down so you can go back and you can ask yourself these things and write it out in detail. Kind of pick apart your brain to see what it is that you want to do, and then try to develop your passion to see if you can develop your passion out of the questions that you are or the answers you're responding to. All right, so let's go and talk about your childhood. So childhood wonder, insights from your childhood. And so when I was a child, I wanted to do this when I grew up. So what is something that you wanted to do when you were younger that you are not doing now? I know that when I was younger, I used to say that I wanted to be a doctor. Yeah, my tolerance for blood and other people's bodily fluids and things like that That's not for me. But that's what all I wanted to do. I also wanted to be a singer, and I didn't know if I had the nerve to stand in front of tens of thousands of people to do that. So, what are some things in your childhood that you used to want to do that you are no longer doing right or thinking about right now? Or maybe sometimes it comes up often for you.
Star Search for you.
No, I wanted to do Star Search. Definitely Star Search.
Oh yeah, God! Every show that came on, I wanted Star Search. I wanted to do Apollo. I wanted to go to get Big Break. I mean, those are shows before your time. But yeah, man, I've wanted to do that. But the real thing that I really wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
poor thing, I wanted to dance. I wanted to be a dancer.
Okay.
Yes, I did. And I thought that I was going to be a dancer.
Okay.
I never realized though, no, I wasn't going to be a dancer because there are criteria and I was always overweight. I was good. I got all the accolades and all of the girl, if you would just lose 25 pounds. Now then it was 25, now it's 125. So you see, okay. So that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to dance.
Okay.
I didn't want to act or sing. I wanted to dance.
You wanted to dance.
I did.
So I would encourage you to write down the details of your childhood that brought you the most joy. And could you see yourself doing that as an adult? Do you think that that's something that you could do right now?
Hey, there you. You got jokes.
No, I'm serious. That's a serious question. Do you think, like right now, as an adult, that some of the things that you wanted to do as a child that you could do now? Because you could.
I want to look like Petunia Pig, Henrietta Hippo. No, I can't see it, Jesus.
Okay.
I'll have to go with some of my lesser desires.
Okay, well, write it down. Like, write down some of the things that you used to do. I hope you guys have your pen and paper handy so that way you can write this down. And then go back and really do the research for that and think about it. Because sometimes I don't think we think about it. Like when I was younger, we used to put on porch plays or porch concerts.
Yes.
And whoever was sitting on the steps, that was the audience, and you would prepare yourself and you would put out your best. And some of those things literally that I did as a kid, I would do on stage or when I was sing at church. And my mom would tell me, all right, don't go up there moving like that because you at church. This is not a real concert. So, I was taking the things that I learned, that I was practicing, and I said, it's showtime. It is time for me to show out. Okay. This is what I worked on. She's like, your shoulder was moving a little bit too much. I'm like, oh, was it? So you have to think about those things. Think about it. Could you see yourself doing it now? I would say that I transitioned a little bit. So I'm not doing the singing, but I am doing the speaking. And I still wanted to reach people through song. So I just kind of tailored it to being able to speak to people and finding my voice and finding and having something to say. That was very important. Mm-hmm. It's important to me to do that, to have great delivery, to have a great connection, to make sure people are articulating and understanding what it is that I'm trying to deliver to them and making sure that what I'm delivering is beneficial to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got to keep moving my little screen here. I don't think y'all can see that, but
I'm going to say something,
go ahead.
Coach. Okay, so my passion was to become a model, right?
Okay.
Ooh. And now you can still do that.
Well, I got to get my knees fixed and I got to lose like 200 pounds. But I can't be a full-size model. But now that I think about it, it doesn't necessarily mean the fashion. You know what I'm saying? You could be a model for somebody or something like that, So I'm still kind of doing that, but not with the fashion.
music in the background?
Huh?
There was music going. Go ahead.
Oh, that's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
Well, you
Anybody?
know what? Listen, you could still do modeling because you could do print model where you don't have to walk at all. You just have to sit and look pretty. And you got
Oh,
that. I've seen you. I've seen it. I've seen you sit and look pretty. So you can
no.
still do that.
Wow. Thanks, Salika.
No, seriously. I'm not blowing smoke. I'm just saying really. I
Yeah.
actually had that experience with you on the calendar shoot. And that was awesome. I thought you were absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, man, she could be making money. Now, I do have a little management service that I am trying to get off the ground. That's another passion of mine, management and things like
So
that.
you
I'm
need
just
to
saying.
write all of those things down. Write it all down. Write it down and see how it's working out for you.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything that they want to say about their passion or something that they wanted to do when they were younger?
Where's Queen at?
I always wanted to be a nurse.
Okay.
It ain't too late.
Is it something I can do now? The brain is not what it used to be.
Okay.
The recollection, the remembering. Could I actually go back? That would be probably yes, it could be done, but having the time to do it now would be, the old body is not just what it used to be. So, but not making excuses because could it be done? Yes, it could. It would take a
Absolutely.
lot of effort to do it, but but I am, I guess, with the CNA, I guess I'm kind of sort of still walking in that passion because I am taking care of somebody.
Do you feel fulfilled with that?
With the job that I'm doing now?
With you said with the CNA life.
CNA, yeah, I do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So then we're talking about your passion. What do you love? Ask yourself these questions. The activities I do currently that bring me pleasure include. So what activities are you doing and how do they bring you pleasure? The activities I know I love that I may not currently be doing, but would like to do include. The other aspects of life that bring me joy, excitement, and that energize me are. And my life I have been passionate about. So take a moment to write that down, and then I would like to ask whoever is open to answer some of these questions. Put yourself out there. This is a safe zone here.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
Salika.
all right. So me, the activities that I do currently, do they bring me pleasure? Some do, but right now, no, not all of them.
Okay.
So I'm not living totally in that. The activities that I know I love that I may not currently be doing, but would like to do include, like you said, no, like not like you said, like I said, I would love to be a representative for people who want to do what I want to do, but I'm not doing it fully.
Okay.
So yeah, I would love to do that. That sounds like something that I would, going in and negotiating deals for people to get their dreams, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what that
An
includes.
agent.
Yeah, like an agent or
An agent.
a talent acquisitionist, which is pretty much the same thing. Somebody who even develops talent. Because I really believe that I have that ability too to pull out of somebody something. But then again, I don't know. People have a tendency to, and I ain't gonna get into that because that's probably on another slide. So I'll just keep going with this one. So the other aspects of life that bring me joy, excitement, and energize me are well, it would be interaction with people like we're doing right now. I love this kind of stuff.
Okay.
I enjoy it. So yeah. And in my life, have I been passionate about? In my life, I have been passionate about Yeah. Well, a lot of, like I said, I have so many passions and I'm good at them and I don't stick with them. When they don't give me exactly what I need right when I need it, I'm quick to throw it to the side and start a new passion. Oh, I'm good at that, then I throw that to the side. So, yep. All right.
So could it be the fear of hard work?
Well, now, okay. Now, see, here we go. It's not that I'm afraid of hard work. I just don't like it. I have a tendency, I lean toward the tendency of being a little lazy. And I know I'm lazy. I'm honest about myself. I'm lazy on so many levels. But then again, on the other side, I do that other thing where I beat myself up because I know I'm lazy. And then I'll get out there and I'll start doing it. And then it's like, forget it. I'm tired now. I want to sit down. So I'm in a bad way.
So what you have to figure out is what's stopping you and preventing you from seeing your purpose and your passion all the way through.
I think you gave me the word. It's hard work. I don't want to work hard. I don't want to work hard.
See, and we can't so you can't enjoy the fruits of your labor from your passion and your purpose. It comes to you quickly.
Amen.
You have to enjoy the journey. You have to, because the journey is what humbles you. The longer it takes you to get there, you can look back and say, dang, I literally walked through the trenches to get to my purpose. And if you get there so quickly, you're just like, oh my God. You don't, so it's easy for you to let it go because you didn't have to work hard for it.
I just love I don't love to I feel horrible letting it go. But honey, you get to talk about, oh, it's gonna be hard, this and that. I will run from hard. I'm telling you, I don't like hard work and I don't like trenches either. I don't want to get wet. I don't want to get dirty. I don't want none of that. I want to just get there and boom, give it to me. That's how I feel.
So now I'm gonna ask you a question that may sting a little bit, but it's all,
I know you're gonna sting me. Go on.
It's all in truth and love. So do you think that if you would have stuck to some of your passions and your purposes, that you would be further along than where you are right now?
Yes.
If you put in that hard work? Okay.
Yes. Now, yes.
Okay.
I've worked hard at not working hard.
Okay.
Which has got me here.
Okay.
So I do understand. And I think that when this is all over, I hope I can make this before I'm 75 or 60, because that is another thing that holds me back too. The fact that I'm 50. I'm in my 50s. And, people look at you like, and I always say, oh, I don't care what people think about me, but I think I do. Because people do look at you and they're like, okay, you 50, girl. Don't you think you need to be sitting down right about now and lead this for the young folk? And it's sometimes that stings more than what you just said. It, because it's like, okay, well, why are we focusing on age? I know the lady that started was in the Soul Food movie, she didn't start acting until after she retired from being a teacher. So she's in her 60s and 70s, starting out as a movie, as a someone who is an actress. I thought, well, then what I look like? Lazy.
So we have to stop. And I just had a session last night with a client who is running for mayor of Garfield, and she projected her concerns about other people seeing her and looking at her because of her physical appearance. And I had to express to her that those are other people's insecurities because they don't have the nerve or the confidence to do something that you're doing. So why do we care so much about what other people are thinking? See, we have to block them out because, if you allow somebody else's thoughts about you stop you from doing what it is that you truly want to do, then guess who missed out on that opportunity? That was a lost opportunity on your behalf because you were worried about somebody else who probably doesn't even have the nerve to do what you are aspiring to do. Does that make sense?
Woo, say it, sister. Preach on, preach it.
I gotta walk away for a minute.
Yeah, that's the truth. You got that. You know what? That's why I love you. That's why I love you. I loved you from the first day I saw you. I did. I mean, that's is so true.
Right.
Yes. Girl, you gonna fire me up, child. I'm gonna be up in here with video and everything.
You
Just
have
come on, put the
to.
video on.
That's what you see. You need somebody to light that fire up underneath you.
Yes,
That
light my
isn't.
fire.
Yeah, that isn't that's somebody who wants to see you win, not somebody who's trying to block you because they're afraid that you're going to pass them by. You need people in your life that's going to provide you with that encouragement to keep you lifted and to hold you accountable
Oh,
for
man, there
your
you go.
actions and
There you go.
the
See, you
things
was
that
on the
you're not.
roll there for a minute.
Okay, for the
Now you
things
got to
that
come
you're
up
not
with the
going to do.
accountability.
That's what a coach does. Is a person who holds you accountable.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
You
true.
have my feet on the fire.
Right. You right about that, coach.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, Carletta.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I can say that I really enjoy about you, and even Miranda too. Miranda's a life coach. I see her sitting here and she's completely silent, but that's okay because I can feel her spirit moving in the room. But yeah, you both of you have that same passion where you all are just real with the person. You're real. You tell people how it is, but you're all, even though the thing that I like about what you both do, and especially you know, because you and I talk a little more than me and Miranda talk, but the thing that I love about you is that you always are uh uh you don't you have a way of you've changed the meaning of sugarcoat, because even though you it's sweet when you tell it, you be saying some stuff to be like, oh, I don't know, wait a minute, should I be mad right now, or should I be like grateful? What should I feel? Where you don't know what to feel because you told me the truth,
Right.
but you've also said it in such a way that it feels like but then I know you too. But somebody that doesn't know you, it would feel to them like, wow, she really cares. She really understands. She really hears me, and she believes that I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
That is a gift, my love. Yes, it is.
Thank you. All right, so let's move on. So, gifts. So since she brought that up,
see, this is what you call divine intervention.
It is. Come on with the divine intervention.
I'm
gift.
telling you.
What do you have to offer? So my best qualities are, and then I put a list of qualities here, and you can see if that's something that applies to you. Are you humorous, kind? Are you a visionary, practical, persuasive? I am most myself when, and I'm most myself, I feel, and this is just for me speaking about myself. Like when I turn on the camera and I start talking, I feel like I'm most myself. I feel like I am my most authentic self because I don't have to hide. It's not scripted. I don't like scripted things because it takes away the authenticity of the person and who you are. What makes me feel in flow? So what makes you feel in flow about your gifts? Like, what do you have that you know that without a shadow of a doubt, 100%, this is me, this is what I do, this comes naturally to me? What's something that you do? And then what comes easy for me that may be hard for others? Anybody want to share?
I could, but I don't want to say that. Go on,
Okay.
Mom.
I'll start. So my gift is I was told compassion.
Okay.
And I'm a good listener.
Mm-hmm.
I love. I love family. I'm at my best when I'm around family, and and I see all that love and stuff like that. I just really, really like that. I'm passionate about music.
Okay.
And I'm somewhat of a people person. So those are
Somewhat.
somewhat.
Okay.
But I'm mainly I'm best when I'm in the background. I don't like to be out in front. I like to be in the back.
Yeah. So I made a post yesterday about introverts and extroverts. So that category is what you would be. You would be considered like an introvert.
Trying to get out to an extrovert.
Yeah, and sometimes we think that, extroverts have a lot of fun, but then they can also be kind of, spontaneous, reckless. They don't think, they just act. But when you're an introvert, you kind of think about the things that you're doing before you do it. So it might seem as though like, oh, you're lame. You don't want to have fun. You don't want to do anything. But those things have to be thought out because anything can happen. And so when we do step out there and try to do things that don't come naturally to us, that we don't naturally put ourselves out there in the forefront and be in front of people, in front and center, then it's like, oh my God, did that just happen? But the joy you feel after you did it is amazing, because if I can tell you that public speaking, never in life would I ever do anything like that. I used to shake holding a microphone to sing. My hands would tremble. I would hold the side. I would never want to go up and speak in front of anybody about anything, even if I had to stand up and read in school. I'm like, no, please, I don't want to do it, because that's not my thing. But I love speaking. And then I don't know, one day got up the nerve to say, you know what, I'm going to turn on this camera and I'm going to talk and I'm going to do it. And then it just developed this confidence in me that was like, oh my God, there you are. Hey, you know what I mean? So I really get a rush off of doing that. Like, that's literally something that I really, truly love doing. I really love that. Like, really, 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 really love it. So anybody else who hasn't spoke? I know Miranda's probably on her grind and hustling, doing nails while she's listening. But Carletta, what about you? You quiet.
Listening. I don't know. I'm not sure.
You taking notes?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. So maybe we can talk afterwards so you can get sure.
Yeah.
How is it in ATL?
Huh?
How is it in the ATL?
Yes, Hotlanta. I don't know. She said she had to step away for a minute, so I'm not sure if she made it back yet, but the phone is still muted. Okay, so jumping along to the next slide. So your dream.
I didn't give my chance.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am
Just
so sorry.
I don't want to say nothing now.
Come on, Bella Fontaine.
I'm just playing. I think y'all already know where I am. But what I did want to say to this point is that I've realized that I am not practical. I am not a practical person. I am definitely one of those people that I'm an extrovert, and I will jump out there and do the thing. So that when you're introverted, I think you're very practical, and I'm not practical. Usually people that are practical probably survive a lot longer than people that are not practical, that are, doing things, and there's really you're not thinking about what you're doing. So I think that there's the reason why I think coaching is so important is because you get the medium between being impractical and being practical, and how to bring it together so that you because either being an extrovert or an introvert is two extremes. It's one or the other. It's highs or lows, and you need to be kind of balanced in order to be successful. So yeah.
I definitely agree. I agree wholeheartedly. You have to And it has to be somebody who doesn't know you. And the reason that I say that is because sometimes, family, friends, they want the best for you, but they project their fears off on you.
Yeah.
And so because we hold them in such high regard, we take heed to what they're saying. So we allow their fears to become our fears.
Right.
And we become stagnant and we stop. So we don't move forward. We don't proceed. So then we're stuck with that feeling like, dang, that was an opportunity that I missed that I could have really taken advantage of, but I didn't do it because I let somebody else get in my head. And, I know that happens a lot. A lot of times we have people, who we vent to, and they may mean well, but it's just that they don't really know how to reach you at that moment, because how you're presenting it to them is coming off to them as, well, what would you do? I'm asking your opinion. Like, what would you do? If you were me, what would you do? Well, if I was you, I wouldn't do that. And then you're like, well, why? And then they give you the reasons why they wouldn't do it, but you aren't them. Does that make sense? So, all right. So we're going to go on. You want to predict what the next one is?
I think
Okay.
I know.
So your dreams, what do you really want? If I could have anything I wanted, what would it be? If I could do anything I wanted, what would it be? So if you, and I'm asking you these questions, I'm asking you all these questions. So if you could have anything you wanted, what would it be?
Mine would be move out of Cleveland back to Georgia.
Okay.
Okay. Don't leave me.
Hello, ladies. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, I'm working. So I have been present. I have been listening. This is the first time I would have an opportunity to speak, because I was like, have the drill going and I don't want to be, disruptive. But I love you all and you guys are great. If I could answer this question, can I, Coach Letitia?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so if I could have anything I wanted, if I could have anything I want or do anything I want,
Somebody's phone is breaking up.
Is it mine?
Yeah, you were coming in and out, Miranda.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. I said I would live on a pond, like I would live on land, like I would have like a country house.
Okay.
With the pond on it that would be fully paid off.
Okay.
In the middle of nowhere. Like
okay.
25 miles from my closest friend or family.
Nice.
Yeah, that's peace right there.
Yes.
That's when I say that's peace, because can you think about the mental clarity that you can have?
Ooh, yes.
Being away from people, being away from the city, being away from the noise, and just being left alone to be in your thoughts and to think and to be a creative type of person. Like I'm just imagining that, like, oh my God, I would absolutely love that. I would encourage everybody on here to take a trip to the Amish country, wherever you are. Because that peace that she's talking about, like having that land away from people, you can find that in the Amish country, because it's so peaceful, so serene, so quiet. Anything else, Miranda, that you wanted to add? Are you back to doing nails now?
I'm back doing nails. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
And I'm so happy, and it's giving me a whole lot. So like I'm just taking everything in. So everyone, things that everyone says, I'm listening to. So you are being heard. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
I love her.
Anybody else?
Well, yes, I'll give mine. Unless somebody else wants to go, because I have talked a lot.
It's okay. You're fine. It's an open forum.
Okay, good. I'm safe. Okay. So, if I could have anything that I wanted, what would it be? Okay, so I'm going to really be honest. I would want financial stability and freedom to do what I want to do, to be able to live the life that I want in philanthropy, in, being a performer and encouraging people to be their best selves.
Okay.
But being able to do that without worrying about, are my lights gonna get cut off? Is my car note going, am I gonna get behind? Are they gonna come and get my car? That whole thing. So having a financial stability to be able to live my best life. And if I could do anything that I want, what would it be? It would be to be a philanthropist.
Okay. Okay. So write that down so you don't lose it. Do you have some paper? Because listen, if you don't have anything to write down, I do have this wonderful book. It's called Queen CEO, Manifesting My Destiny. It's available on the website. You can purchase that along with this wonderful pen, the Queen CEO pen. So if you just need something that you need to journal in and write your thoughts.
I thought I got that already.
Ma'am, you didn't. You bought the ebook.
Twice.
Yes, you got the ebook. You got the ebook. Okay. So your dreams are calling you. The truth is, you already know what they are and never stop dreaming. Often the key to unlocking both your passion and your purpose is to allow yourself to remember your dreams and go for them. So don't just sit there and say, you know what? That's my dream. I just had a dream girls moment by saying that. I thought about Jamie Foxx. That's the dream. But yeah, the song is stuck in my head now. So I'm literally going to give you all the words to the song.
Yes, come on, give it to us.
But
you've always been the baby.
But when you have a dream, don't let your dream fall by the wayside. Like really try to go for it, because everything else that you do in your life, you're not going to be happy with that, because you're always going to go back to my dream. What is it that I've always dreamed about doing? What is it that you've always dreamed about doing? And at least try it, because listen, you may try it and find out that, okay, yeah, this isn't for me. So don't place limitations on what it is that you would like to achieve in your life. Anybody else have anything to say before I slide off to the next slide? Nope. All right. Okay, I have to switch this up. I apologize. So your values, what do you stand for? What would I like to change in the world? In what way can I be the change I want to see in the world? And what do I stand for? So sometimes, and then I'll allow you all to speak and say something, but when we are thinking about our passions and our purpose, and if let's just say that you decide to walk away from your place, the place where you work, and you want to step out on your own and you want to start your own business, what does your purpose look like helping the world? Think about that. Is what you're creating and what you're passionate about going to do something as a greater good for somebody else? What does that look like to you? Anybody? Got to think heavy on that one, huh?
Yes.
In what way can I be the change I want to see in the world? So there's thousands of hairstylists, there's thousands of singers, millions of actresses and actors. There are small business owners all over the world who create different things. There are content creators. There are one of every, or I would say multiples of all kinds. But what in your purpose and passion would make you stand out and be an effective change for the world? So you have to think.
I'll answer that.
Okay.
So the problem that I'm running into, so I told you my passion was, older people and kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the problem that I'm running into is that the values that I was taught
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily fit with the values of today. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a conflict right there. They're like, oh, you're old school, whatever, whatever, whatever. So that's a disconnect right there. So I find it hard to try and relate because of the difference in the values.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it hard. So I just try and place those values in my family and my grandkids and and things like that. And
Okay.
hopefully, they can understand. But as far as reaching out to kids today is definitely a disconnect.
It's a disconnect. So, one way that I would encourage you to find the connection is to tap into what's happening with the kids now. Sometimes we have to reach them where they are because we were once them in a different capacity, in a different time frame. So the world is different. I have to remind myself sometimes that I was a kid once, and a lot of the things that my kids are doing, they're trying it. So I know exactly what they're doing, when they're doing it, not all the time, but and how they're doing it or trying to be sneaky about it. And so I have to think back to what I did and what their interest and what they see now. So I kind of tailor the things that I'm trying to instill in them based upon what they see, and trying to remove some of the things that they see from other people is a task in itself, but still sticking to my ground and holding my ground and holding firm to it, because you never know that if you stop doing it, the one or two people that may hear you and need to hear it and are taking heed to it may have a missed opportunity because you are no longer interested in doing that, because you feel like you can't reach all of them. It's still somebody that can be reached.
Mm-hmm. So do I hear you saying don't give up?
Don't quit. Don't stop. Don't give up.
Okay, girl. Girl.
Anybody else? Salika. Miranda, go ahead. Go ahead, Miranda.
This is a really, 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 really good one. And who was that speaking about the values?
Regina.
That was Miss Regina.
Uh-huh.
Yes, please don't give up. That's what I wanted to say. Please don't give up. And understanding that, yes, there is something that you have, right? That only you can do, and only you can, like, listen, like, everybody has something. And even when your values don't connect, sometimes just you being who you are in where you are, like in your values, that will show more than you telling somebody anything.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times just being in the environment and just showing, because my mom's a school teacher, and a lot of the values that she believed, her students didn't necessarily believe. However, when they came into her environment, they automatically had to shift. So,
Kitty Cat.
Can you hear me?
I can, but would you be able to mute it? Because I think you may be washing some clothes in the background.
No, I'm not watching clothes. That was in the refrigerator.
Oh, well, yeah, it kind of interfered with what Miranda's point was.
Okay.
Can you just hit it on mute? Thank you.
okay. But what I was saying was just you being exactly who you are. Like, you don't have, not that you don't have to shift for your light to shine. And I say that because even with kids, like I said, even when they were bad as ever, like even with my mom, she used to say, like, well, when they get in my room, they shift, because that her light was so bright that whatever they did other places, right, they conformed when they got in her room, even if they only did it for that moment, for that 30 minutes or 40 minutes. And so you have to become the shifter. I think that's what Coach Letitia was saying. But yeah, don't give up that part. Like, super don't give up, because whatever you have, I don't have that. Coach Letitia doesn't have that. So whatever it is that you do, or you believe in, or you trust in, the creator, God, I don't know what your spirituality is, will create a way for you to do what you're supposed to do. So I'm sorry, that's all I wanted to say. Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
Well, thank you very much.
Anybody else? Come on, Sleeka, take your phone off mute. I know you got something to say. Okay, if not, sometimes your passions are things that boil your blood. They tug at your heartstrings because you care about them. Based on your values and ideas about life, you end up wanting the world to be better, often in specific ways. Tuning into these greater values can unleash your passion. So that was what I was speaking about earlier, about you having an adrenaline rush, something that makes you feel like, oh my God, you just are on cloud nine. Like after I would do my seminars for my nonprofit, I would feel amazing because I felt like the idea that I had in my head to come out to help other people, I saw it in my head first, and then I actually started to implement it, and then I put it into work, and then I laid it out there, and so people were able to take advantage of it and to be healed from it. It made me feel amazing. Like, yes, it is a necessity for what I'm doing, but not too many people are doing it, or they don't know where to start. So you have to not give up on yourself. You don't give up on your passions. And if it makes you feel good, keep doing it, regardless of what anybody has to say, regardless of what anybody thinks. If you know 100% without a shadow of a doubt, it makes you feel good and you're making a difference and you're making a small impact on just 10% of the people that are listening, you have successfully done your job. So keep going. I said this in my morning motivation, that people they may not say anything to you about what you're doing, and they might not applaud you and give you the hearts and the likes that you are looking for or wanting to see. But just know that people are watching what you're doing, what you're saying. They're watching to see if you're being consistent. And they may not be saying anything, but they're watching because they're learning from you. So just keep plugging away at it. Just know that you have value and know that you are valuable, but you have to believe that. That is big. Believe in yourself and believe in your goals and your passions and your dreams. Because if you don't believe in it and it's not believable, it will not be believable to anybody else, if that makes sense. Oh, hey, Salika.
Hi.
You back?
Hi. Yes.
Okay.
I had to go to shake the dew from the lily.
All right.
Yes. So are we opening up to this here?
Yeah.
Right here? Okay. So what would I like to change? What would I like to change in the world?
Mm-hmm.
And in what way can I be a change and want to see, to be a change I want to see in the world? Okay. I love this question.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to change in the world would be competition among people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, feeling like I have to, I got to be better than you.
Mm-hmm.
If I could change that one characteristic in the human experience. And how do I do that? By being a person that is not like that. Mm-hmm. I've had people ask me, well, how do you maintain your disposition? Now, I can get off the hook,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, I to some people, it looks like you're being a pushover. And to other people, it looks like, okay, you're peaceful and angelic.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can get across to people the idea that you don't have to react to everything that comes your way, or you don't have to compete with somebody who is headed in the same direction. Mm-hmm. You know, I can grab the handle of your wagon, and we both can pull it together. And let's see if I can hook my wagon to your wagon, and we'll both get there because we're both two individuals going the same direction with the same goal. We don't have to be in competition with one another. You know, two people can get to the goal, and you could do your thing, I could do my thing, but we can get there faster if we work together.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would want to change in the world. And we saw that on television, just the whole mindset of people in the world, and I gotta get it before somebody else gets it.
Mm-hmm.
When there is enough for everybody. Do you understand I think I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. There's
You are.
enough for everybody.
You're preaching, Lika. You preaching,
I'm
girl.
preaching. You preaching. I know. But I feel that, and I think that's what I really want to change in the world. I think that with white people, black people, with women, with men, with sisters and sisters, with just people, period. It doesn't matter what nationality you are. Everybody, there are in certain levels of people, there's always this, I gotta get it before you get it. I gotta have it before you have it. I want more of it. I don't want I don't want you to get if you get it, then that means I can't get it. That is a mentality. That's a scarcity mentality.
Yeah.
And living from that, if I could change that in the world by being a person who constantly puts that out, even with people that don't understand what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I want to be the change. And I stand for equality for everyone. I don't care what color you are, what size you are. It should be an equal playing field for everybody, so that everybody has the opportunity to get what they are purposed to get, or what they purpose to get.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the best I can do.
Thank you for sharing. So I'm gonna move on, because we have the time is getting ready to come to a close. So for your purpose and your passion, your commitment, how can I live in integrity? So think about your purpose, and if you create your purpose, the aspects of my life I am committed to. What are the aspects that you're committed to? Write that down. The values, dreams, gifts, and passions I am committed to fulfilling in my life. What it would take for me to be living in integrity. So you have to think about that with your passion and your purpose. Take a moment, write that down, and we're going to move on, because I want to make sure I get everything covered for you guys, so you can walk away with a sense of feeling that at the end of this session, you'll be able to start writing down some things to find out what your purpose is. Personal goals. So so this is just for personal coaching, stepping stones to your purpose. And what I do with the life coaching is to help you go back to your childhood influences, passions and interests. We talk about talents and skills, your personality, life-changing experiences, coincidences, eliminating limits, clarifying your purpose, and writing your manifesto. As you can see there, my lovely life coaching certificate, that's just one of them. So I'm for real, I'm legitimate, but those are some things that I strive to achieve, to help you achieve, is to find out some of those things, going deep down back to your childhood to see what some things are that have reoccurrences that keep showing up in your life even to this day. What your passion and interests are. Do they go hand in hand? Do you have some talents? Is it something that you're going to put some time and effort in to work for? And then another thing that I didn't mention is sacrifice. When you are operating in your passion and your purpose, it's some things that you have to sacrifice. And in order to achieve your goal successfully, you have to give up something. What are you willing to get up to find your purpose? Now, I know a lot of people spend idle time on the internet, on social media, just surfing, and it didn't really become important to me until I realized how much time I was sitting wasting. And I wouldn't even say wasting, because I was probably developing some information that I didn't know that I would be able to later utilize and use. But I could have been doing other things with my time and developing, but I'm gonna tell you why that didn't happen was because it wasn't my time to do it. I had to go through some things in order to see myself in those things that I wasn't doing and in other people, to incite some fire in me to become the person that I have always desired to become. All right, let me move on to the next slide. The discovery session. If you know anybody who needs coaching, if you like to have a one-on-one session, you want to talk about some things, I am doing a 40-minute free consultation where we kind of sit down and talk about you, see where it is that you want to be in your life, and see if coaching is an option for you. If you want to move forward in your life to do some things to really discover yourself, then that's what the discovery call is. And then I have some ebooks that I created. So the first one, and they're out of order, but it's all right. 5-step guide to manifesting your destiny. I go over the 5 steps that you will need to actually start to manifest. When we think about manifesting and we put things out there in the atmosphere, we just throw them out there. We really don't know what the steps are that we need to continue to follow by in order to see those things come to fruition. And then with the manifestation, while we're waiting on ourselves to, or the universe to give us what we're looking for, in the waiting stage, you have to have a plan. So I also created the Let's Make a Plan guide to help you along with the manifestation. You can go to the website if you haven't already purchased them, but you can download their ebook downloads. I think a couple of you have them already, so feel free to just go back on either Instagram or my website to purchase that. And then if you're not following me, which all of you are, share my post, my page with others and let them know I'm available. We can sit down and chat. I'll be doing these once a week on Saturday. So probably around the same time, and we'll go over a lot of other things that can start helping to point you in the right direction. I hope today was great for you guys. I hope that you were able to learn some things, and I hope this served as a benefit for you to start your mind being open to thinking about what your purpose and your passion is. So does anybody have anything they'd like to say before we close out?
To me, is saying to yourself, this is what I'm going to do, and then the hard work. And that's where that's what you've given me today to take away from. Stop being afraid of the hard work. Mm-hmm. Do the hard work, mm-hmm, so that at the end you will reap what it is that you have put in. All the hard work is going to pay off in the end. That's what I got out of this. Yeah, I got out of it that you have to be a person of integrity, which is you have to, if you don't have the life coach to hold you accountable, you have to hold yourself accountable. Yes. And I'm realizing that is the reason why I'm not on TV, is because I have been running from the hard work, integrity, living in integrity, and that I can do it, and that y'all gonna see me on TV. Just wait and see. All right. Right now. Mm-hmm. I have to write this down because you just gave me something else to talk about. So listen, I thank you ladies so much for taking your time to spend with me. Taking the time to sit down and chat with me and learn a couple of things. I hope you learned some things. I hope this was beneficial for you. Yes. If you like a copy of this and these questions, just let me know and I'll send them over in an email to you. Please go to my website and subscribe. I'm a member already. To subscribe to the email. I will be sending those out once a week to you guys. So I'll send this out in an email for you just to kind of recap what it is that we talked about today. And please put your plans to action. Make sure you have a journal and a pen. Again, I have mine readily available for me. I'm writing. It's sitting here on my desk, and write out some of the questions, some of the things that you heard here today.
you will have them in your email. So just look out for that. It'll be coming. So thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Good night, ladies.
Good
Night,
night.
Amanda. I want to go.
Bye-bye.
No.
Bye.
Bye, Mom.